Hello lads, lassies, and those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today I'm going to be talking about what would have happened if Goku was sent to Beerus' planet. Whether it be through some odd collision with the spaceship, causing it to go off course and head to the God of Destruction's planet, or maybe Bardock just sent it to a planet that seemingly had no powerful life forms, Goku would reach the planet of the God of Destruction. And this is right before Beerus is about to go onto his 37-year-long nap. So, Beerus, seeing the Saiyan space pod land, would be a bit confused. A Saiyan survived, and they came to his planet. Yeah, okay, what's this about? He would open up the spaceship's door before pulling out the baby Kakarot. What is this? He would laugh seeing this child and wondering if this was supposed to be some sort of a joke sent by the Saiyans, or if it was supposed to be mocking him. But then, he would think back to what the Oracle Fish had said. In so and so many years, he would fight against his one true rival, a Super Saiyan God. Well, if Saiyans can only live for, like 90 years, this mysterious Saiyan fighter would be a child right now if they were going to be in their prime when they were a Super Saiyan God. So, naturally, Beerus would leave this child alive, thinking that, of course, the only way a Saiyan would be able to reach his godlike status would be by training under fellow gods. So, Beerus would tell Whis to train this child until Beerus wakes up, in roughly 36-37 years. The Angel isn't really sure if this will be enough time, but there really is no arguing with Beerus. So, he would go into his quarters and take a short nap, at least short for the Destroyer, and Whis would begin Goku's training. Or, I guess it'd be Kakarot's training here, but I'll still refer to him as Goku because, I don't know, I just think the name would be less confusing. So from here on, we would have a pretty large time skip. I'm not saying we're going to skip forward to the point where Beerus wakes up. No, that's a bit too large. Some other stuff would be happening. But 22-ish years, and yeah, that seems like a pretty good amount of time. Goku would have his entire childhood and early adulthood spent completely training and getting stronger, making sure he is the proper challenge for Beerus, as well as a potential God of Destruction candidate, but he would also be groomed into a perfect, angelic, while also destructive fighter. Whis kind of had a perfect mold of clay. Saiyans could do basically anything with their limitless potential for growth, so he could basically do whatever he wanted with Goku. And what does he choose to do? Well, he wants to make sure he will have the perfect God of Destruction. Say Beerus steps out of line, or maybe just decides he wants to retire. Either way, Whis wants to try and create the perfect mix between an angel and a destroyer. He wants to make sure he can create the perfect being to run Universe 7. Seeing as Whis does have a bit of bias towards his home universe, and wants to make sure it has the perfect leader. So Goku would be groomed to be just that, and Whis would decide that maybe the best leader for Universe 7 would be a mix between an angel and a destroyer. So that's what Goku would be trained to become. But why a 22-year time skip, you might be asking? Well, that's because after 22 years, we would enter the beginning of Z, wherein Raditz would arrive on Beerus' planet. Now, I get it might be a bit of a stretch to say that Raditz would actually be able to find Beerus' planet and even get there, but for the convenience of the story, we're going to say that Raditz can actually arrive on Beerus' planet, and he does just that. Now, on Beerus' planet, he would confront Goku, who would be in a God of Destruction-like attire. Raditz is confused, but since he can't sense God Ki, and Goku purely relies on God Ki by this point, he doesn't know how strong Goku could be. Not that Raditz could even sense Goku's power, but the scouters certainly can't pick it up. So Raditz is basically just going off of appearance. He would tell his brother that he is going to come with him, that way they can fight for Lord Frieza's honor, or to conquer planets, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Goku's response is the same no matter what Raditz says. It would be, hell no. As Raditz, either way he tries to present it, is saying that he wants to conquer innocent civilizations for the growth of an empire that Raditz is barely even a part of, and Goku isn't at all. There is no reason for Goku to want to help expand this empire, nor for him to want to join Raditz, so he would decline the offer. He'd try and be polite about it, but also get his point across. And Raditz, well, he's just not having any of that. He would go to try and attack Goku, but yeah, as you can probably guess, that doesn't go too well for him. Goku would slap him away with having to use barely any power at all, and Raditz would nearly be killed. But then, Whis would get an idea. Maybe this could be an interesting challenge for Goku. So, Whis would create some extra heavy clothing for Goku to wear, far heavier than anything we had seen in Dragon Ball up to this point. That way Goku can actually be brought down to a level at least somewhat close to Raditz. And Raditz would be fully healed at that moment. So then, Whis would tell Goku to make sure not to go too hard on the Saiyan and to actually try and have some fun with it. And this is exactly what Goku would proceed to do. Him and Raditz would have an actual sparring session, although Raditz is actually fighting for his life and Goku is heavily suppressed. For the next 2 days, Goku and Raditz would continue training, and they actually both see pretty significant gains. Although Raditz would increase the most, Goku is still getting a bit stronger. And God, Raditz is far ahead of where he was before, seeing as he was only at a power level of around 1,500 when the training began. Now he is at an astonishing 150 million in base form. And I do mean base form because he would learn how to access Super Saiyan 1 and 2. In fact, both of the forms would be mastered after just a day of using them constantly. As Whis would continue replenishing all of his energy, the form would be mastered very quickly. He would never have to worry about energy loss, so he'd be able to master both of the forms almost instantly. And Goku is also seeing incredible gains, as he's wearing such weighted clothing that he is being brought down to Raditz's level. And then, at Raditz's level, he has built himself back up to the power of Super Saiyan Goku in base form, which is a pretty insane leap if you ask me. Whis would realize the insane amount of growth both Raditz and Goku have made, and would decide to allow this process to continue for the next 3 months. After those 3 months are up, Whis has decided that Goku has gotten as strong as he would be able to through his mortal side. All the connection he has through his Saiyan blood has been brought to its absolute forefront of potential. So there's no need to really have that continue much longer, and Raditz would be swiftly disposed of. Now, moving on to Goku continuing his godly training, he would master Ultra Instinct in roughly a year's time. Goku would begin using Ultra Instinct and actually mastering the form after Raditz's training, because now Goku has mastered not only his divine side through the God Ki that he would have practically been born given, and now having been raised to utilize it to its finest, but also he has now mastered the power of his immortal side. Now it's time to focus on an angelic power, and Goku would be able to master it, like I said, in that year's time. Now, why would I be only giving him a year to do this? Well, it's because now Nappa and Vegeta would arrive. And what happens with them? Well, Whis would leave that up to Goku. Either he can continue focusing on training his mortal side, or Nappa and Vegeta can be just the same way disposed as Raditz. And Goku would say that although he doesn't really want to kill anyone, it's not exactly his style, It's not like Nappa and Vegeta have any real reason to continue existing, and after getting knowledge on everything that they had done up to this point with their lives, Goku would decide it'd be best to get rid of them here and now. And Goku would then put his hand out, eradicating Nappa without a single trace, and prepare to do the same to Vegeta. But then, Vegeta would beg for his life, saying that if he wants to get rid of scum in the universe, although he wouldn't be a horrible place to start out with, Frieza is even worse. And now, actually being intrigued, Goku would ask what he means. And Vegeta would say that Goku having this insane amount of power is clearly the Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan prophesies to kill Frieza, a monster that has ruled over the universe for such a long time. Now, if Goku really wants to help the universe grow, he should get rid of the Frost Demon. And Goku, hearing Vegeta out, would decide to do this. Although Whis would interject, saying he can't exactly allow Goku to do this, as Goku's main purpose is to be a proper challenge for Lord Beerus. Thus, even though he could go out and find strong people to train with, he can't just go out and off some random emperor. It's not what Goku was supposed to do. So Goku would sadly agree, because there's nothing else he can really do about it. But Vegeta would say that he could bring Frieza to this planet. That way Goku isn't leaving the environment to go out and handle some threat. Instead, he's just killing some random intruder to Beerus' planet. And Goku would actually agree. It is a loophole, and Whis would say there's nothing stopping him from allowing Goku to do this, so it's all fair game. Vegeta would then leave the planet to go bring Frieza to Goku, finding some odd random lie or excuse to actually do this. Maybe he found some strong recruit for the Frieza Force. But little did Vegeta know, his scouter was on the whole time. So when Vegeta approaches Frieza with this offer, Frieza would shoot a death beam straight through his chest, for insubordination and an attempt to end Frieza's own life. Although the Emperor would realize that if a Saiyan was training with the attendant to Lord Beerus himself, then he might actually have some problems. He would remember that Whis basically said that Goku can't do anything at the moment. This means Frieza has time to prepare, but inevitably, Goku will be coming out for his blood. So Frieza needs to actually get ready for this imminent threat. And how else is he supposed to do that than to train his physical strength? He would do this by training with some of his elite Frieza Force members, such as the Ginyu Force, Zarbon, and Dodoria. And after King Cold gets wind of everything that's going on, he would choose to help Frieza train. Because if Goku, this so-called god attendee, is going to be coming after his son, he's probably going to be coming after the king as well. So, King Cold and Frieza would begin training to get even stronger than they have ever even dreamt possible. That way they can not only take out Goku, but also Beerus himself. But after a while, Frieza would realize King Cold, if he is this powerful, would just continue to be this looming oppressor to Frieza. Yeah, sure, Frieza is his son, but Frieza is still his underling. At least to a certain extent, so Frieza would end his father swiftly and permanently, killing him once and for all. How would Frieza be able to do this? Well, it's because he has an insane amount of mutant potential, even more than his father, so he would be able to quickly grow way stronger than even his father was. But where do we go from here? Frieza is just biding his time until Goku comes after him, as well as training to make sure when Goku does, Frieza is ready, but it's not like there is going to have anything come from that until after Beerus wakes up. So do we just wait until then? Well, we could, but I also have another idea. We could implement Majin Buu. Yeah, Majin Buu would actually get revived here. In fact, pretty much at the same time he was originally, seeing as Babidi would just continue collecting energy until eventually he's pretty close to Majin Buu's awakening, and Supreme Kai and Kibito would step in to help. They would realize that there isn't really any strong warriors to help them take down the wizard and his puppets, but maybe they could get assistance from the gods. They would contact Whis and try and see if Beerus could help them take down Boo, but Whis would say that Beerus is currently napping. Although, if this is actually somewhat of a threat to the universe, maybe Goku could help. Goku has been focusing on his divine side, and he's even mastered Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, or the Hakayashin power. So there's no real reason to assume Goku has anything else left to learn other than increasing his mortal powers. Now, you might be wondering why Goku would take this opportunity to help the universe rather than Frieza, or more so why Whis would allow him to, but it's actually because this is a godly matter, something the gods would have to attend to, other than Frieza, who is not really a godly matter in the slightest. Frieza is a mortal problem, and it's not like the gods would even have to interfere here. Yeah, sure, he's a problem to the universe, but not one of godly proportions, and certainly not one the gods are going to get involved with. Boo, on the other hand, absolutely is. The Supreme Kai involving himself made Boo that kind of problem. So now, Goku would actually get involved, and he would go to fight against Majin Buu and Dabura, but let's be real, Dabura isn't even the slightest bit of a threat. Not that Majin Buu is, but he's the main course, while Dabura is an appetizer that'd be eaten within moments. Now, Goku would actually be able to handle Dabura and all of Babidi's minions super easy, and even Babidi is taken out within mere moments. But Buu, on the other hand, is a bit of a different story. Babidi, while he's barely clinging to life, would be able to gather up the necessary energy to revive Buu. But Buu is without any instructor. Babidi's dead and Bibidi is long dead, so what does he do? Well, nothing really. Buu just kind of stands there for the first few moments of his existence, before then deciding he wants to have a piece of whatever Goku is. Now, I mean this metaphorically and literally, as Buu would probably try and eat Goku, and he also wants to get a fight out of him. But, yeah, no, that doesn't go so well for the Pink Blob at all. Goku would be able to utterly eradicate him with a single blast, and Buu is now finished. This was a pointless endeavor, but it was ultimately only meant to waste some time so that I could stretch out the runtime of the video. I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I just wanted to have some sort of a story before actually getting to Beerus waking up. So, now, with no more delaying it, we get to a few-year time skip before Beerus actually does inevitably wake up. And when he does, he would rush into full power immediately, wanting to get a fight out of Goku the second he actually does awaken. But, yeah, no, Beerus is also very anticlimactic in terms of power, as Goku is running circles around him while only an Ultra Instinct. Beerus would be surprised and enter an Ultra Instinct-like state of his own, but then, in response, Goku would activate the Hakayashin power. Honestly, Goku probably could have dealt with the Ultra Instinct Beerus while only using Super Saiyan God, but now, in his true Ultra state, yeah, no, Beerus is completely and utterly defeated and embarrassed. Goku is shocked because he expected a proper challenge, but Beerus just wasn't that. Beerus would be less than Goku, and by a large extent, and now Goku is wondering if there really even is any challenge left in the universe. But Whis would assure him that a challenge is being created as they speak, as Frieza has been waiting for many years to fight against Goku. And this actually raises Goku's attention, as Goku has been waiting to fight Frieza as well. So he would go out to actually see if Frieza can be this supposed challenge. And once he arrives, he would be more than surprised at Frieza's strength, as he would power up into his golden form and be leagues ahead of what even Beerus was in Ultra Instinct. In fact, he's so far ahead that Goku is surprised Frieza didn't try and claim the title of Destroyer for himself. But Whis would explain that Frieza has insane potential and only got this strong after an insane amount of training. So, Now, Goku would power up into Super Saiyan God and go toe-to-toe with this Golden Frieza. And it's actually pretty even for the first few minutes of their fight. But then, Frieza would demonstrate something new. Something so incredibly powerful, Goku begins to wonder if he can even take Frieza out in this state. He would power up into his Black Frieza form. And oh god, Goku is shocked and his blood is pumping. He wants this challenge, and Goku would enter his true Ultra form. Ultra Ego topped with Ultra Instinct. Both forms perfected, going against Black Frieza. And it's actually a pretty even fight. And for the next few hours, they would continue going at it. But then, Frieza would say that although this has definitely been fun, he is clearly the superior, having actually adapted into learning a pseudo form of God Ki through just this few short hours of training. Well, it's more training for him, as Goku is actually having a hard time adapting to Frieza's strength. Frieza, on the other hand, who has insane potential, has been taking this almost like a training session. He has been growing as this fight continues, while Goku has been losing stamina and fast. Well, relatively fast. So, now the two of them are actually no longer equal, with Frieza having the upper hand. But, seeing as Frieza knows he'll never get another actual challenge, and that would just be too much of a shame, he would allow Goku to live. I mean, Frieza doesn't hate Goku the same way he does in the original, so there's no reason for him not to. Plus, although Frieza wants to rule over the universe, God of Destruction just doesn't seem like the right sort of position for him. He doesn't want to have to abide by any rules. He will destroy whatever he wants, whenever he wants. And he'll allow Goku to fill in that God of Destruction role. Best not to have someone weak leading the universe after all. Goku would grow to respect Frieza, and for the next few decades, the two would continue training, meeting up every so often to have a fun sparring session. The two have whatever challenge they desire with each other whenever they choose, as well as maintaining a perfect state of balance throughout the universe, meaning that everything is actually hunky-dory. Eventually, Frieza would arrive on Namek and wish to become immortal, and now with Frieza being immortal in his own right and Goku being immortal because of the God of Destruction position, everything would continue this way for the next 1,000, possibly million years. Eventually, the two would reach such insane powers, they're even on the level of the angels and maybe even the Grand Priest. It's not like they would ever actually challenge an angel or the priest himself, but they would recognize the fact that if they wanted to, they probably could. And this, although insane, is actually probably where we're going to be leaving off things for now. It's not like there's any reason to get into any other villains. No other villains would stand a chance against Goku or Frieza. And it's not like there's any reason for them to want to actually go about fixing any part of the universe, and the cycle would basically just continue until Zeno eventually gets bored and destroys everything. And so that's where we're going to be leaving things for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this, as I certainly enjoyed making it, and if you wouldn't mind, please liking the video, subscribing to the page, and hitting the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I release any new anime content. This is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Talk to you later. Bye.